name's Skylar and I'm here with Ava Pro, and this is how to get the look. Today we're going to be doing some fun Halloween transformations. So we're going to do a Farrah Fawcett look, and I really love that this is the 70s have kind of come back. Like, I've got a mullet and like shags are everywhere, and I'm just really happy that that's like come back full circle. So we're going to be recreating and replicating Farrah Fawcett's like iconic, big, flipped out, like bombshell Charlie's Angels moment. We're going to start on dirty hair. That's kind of best for styling anyway, and we're going to put some yummy products in it. First, I'm just dampening the hair because I am going to kind of do like a big bouncy blowout. I just really like that we're doing that 70s are back. Like, I've always really loved the fashion of the 70s. It's very androgynous, and then the women are just so beautiful. And of course, I love this hair color a lot, so I think it's gonna really suit the style really well. And you don't want it to be like sopping wet, you just want it to be sort of damp. Great. And I'm going to take some clips and I'm going to section the hair out just to get some stuff out of the way. And for the 70s, you want to do a nice middle part, which that's actually back in trend now too. The younger kids on TikTok are telling me that it's trendy, so therefore it is. You kind of want to leave the backs out, or the front pieces out last. Spritzes. And to prep the hair for styling, we're actually going to be taking the Curly Rizzy mousse. This is going to add a lot of shine as it's got silk proteins in it. So just kind of work it through section by section, and then you're going to blow dry it in. When you're doing your blow dry, you want to, especially these top layers, you want to pull the blow dryer up so that you have a lot of volume. And just take your time. I'm going to take some small clips and just kind of do very, very loose waves and everything, just to kind of set it, especially since our hair is a little fine. We'll just kind of set the style, and then we'll go through and just kind of tease it and everything, because you really want it to be super, super natural. And I just take these and then very, very loosely around my finger, just sort of pin them up. You can also use hot rollers if you have those, or you can kind of rifle through your mom's bathroom and get some hot rollers as well. And with any sort of 70s style, you want to kind of curl the hair always away from the face. This is something that people do now, but especially in the 70s, it was very much like you are framing the face always. The bangs are the most important. Front is the most important. So when you take these down, you probably want to take, probably for her hair, we'll do like 2 sections. And the very, very top of the bangs go last. So I'm just going to put this over here. Spritz this a little bit. I really like this mousse because it's very, very lightweight, and especially on finer hair. It's not going to weigh it down, make it look crunchy or anything. It's just going to give a nice soft hold to the hair. So a lot lot of times people are afraid to utilize mousse in their blow dry. Mousse is typically something that people think is for people with really, really curly hair or people with kind of coarse hair, but really anybody can use it. I mean, our model has very, very fine hair. Just use less of it. And you'll find that if you utilize it in your blow dry, be it on damp hair or wet hair, it's just gonna add a little bit of like a flexible hold to your style. And really it's kind of better because then you don't really have to put in a lot of hairspray at the end of your blow dry. And it's also got a hydrating element to it, so it's sort of a better blowout option. So this is a lot of volume, but it's the 70s and we're gonna go big or go home. So what we're gonna do is take the volume spray and you're gonna kind of section through and spray it primarily at the root, and then you can take a rat tail comb or really any fine tooth comb and just sort of back comb lightly to just get that very soft but still big hair. So we'll start in the front. I'm just gonna take this, hold it up like that, just spritz it just like so. Wait for it to get a little bit tacky. And then we'll take your comb and just sort of lightly back comb it. And voila. So what I like about this spray is that it's specially formulated for fine hair. It's going to strengthen and condition it while giving you non-sticky volume. And you can utilize this, and you don't have to tease your hair to get volume. You can also take this in your sort of damp hair and put it in upside down and kind of shake it out, and it'll give you a little bit of texture. Your most important part of the volume, in my opinion, is right here in the crown layer. Beautiful in the front, and then mind your business in the back. It's just something I live by. It doesn't matter how the back of your head looks. With any sort of 70s look, and really like any sort of like Hollywood, like bombshell thing, you always want to kind of be moving the hair towards the front, because the big 70s, especially Farrah Fawcett, it's all about framing the beautiful face that you've got. So for curling this kind of hair, you want to take a kind of a bigger barrel, depending on your hair type, but I just tend to like bigger barrel stuff. And this is sort of the most important part, apart from the bangs, is you just want to take very like loose 1-inch sections, and you're always curling away from the face. And for a 70s look, you want to start up a little bit higher than how we traditionally would do like beach waves or something. And I don't really like clamps, so I like to take and I like to wrap my hair around the iron. I just feel like it looks a little nicer. And I curl my stuff up, because we're always trying to lift the hair up and get volume. Hold it like this, kind of move it up like so, and let the curl kind of fall into your hand. And while you've got it in that hand, before you let it out, I just like to take a little bit of hairspray and just kind of shape it. Yeah. I don't know how many like young kids come to the salon and be like, I want curtain bangs. It's like, are you going to style curtain bangs? They're like, I will not be doing that. I'm like, well, then it's probably not the best. It's probably not the best look for you then, because it requires a lot of styling. And whenever I'm curling hair, especially around these big barrels, I like to use just wrapping it around, and I always twist the end of the hair, because then I just find that the ends just don't fall out and just go straight. And I always kind of shape it with my finger beforehand, afterhand. I think the 70s were like a really great time for everybody, because it's like men had really, really long hair, and it was just beautiful. And I think that more men should just have long hair. I think they look better. And then you have a bunch of, there's a lot of people that I particularly like from the 70s. Like, I get a lot of, I really love David Bowie, and I think that he was really in his heyday in the 70s, and he sort of like really paved the way for like androgyny and glam and like showmanship, and that's just something that I really, really like.
I feel like the long hair in men is coming back too.
I know, I love it.
I low-key like a man bun.
I love, me too! I love a man bun. I think you look more like rugged and like,
I'd say good.
you look more rugged and like tougher. I think my favorite man bun is when Chris Hemsworth was Thor.
Oh.
I've never seen a Marvel movie in my entire life, but that, whew, it's a nice man bun.
Nice man.
Nice man, just in general, full
General.
stop. Nice man.
Accent,
Absolutely.
hair, body, personality.
It need to be like perfect curls. Like some curls can be bigger than others because it's very easy breezy, beautiful 70s bombshell. You want to look like you just woke up and were flawless. And it's easier for you too. So before we move on to the bangs, I'm just gonna have you tilt your head back. And then you're gonna take a little bit of your volume spray. This is gonna add like a little bit of texture and more volume. You're gonna kind of lift the hair up and spray the volume spray up into the hair vertically, as opposed to spraying it like this, because then it's just gonna get on the top of your hair. If you spray it from below, it's just gonna work throughout the hair entirely. There is a bunch of different ways to style curtain bangs, but I find that for this like very flipped up, like iconic 70s look, my favorite thing to use is a flat iron. So you'll take your bangs and you're gonna start pretty about halfway down the hair so you don't lose that volume up top. You're gonna take it and we're going away from the face, and you can kind of guide it through. You'll get that sort of like framing face. And the higher out they go, the better. You want to leave it just on a little bit longer right at the top. Kind of flip it up like that. So I'll just say it again. So you'll isolate your bangs right about here. And then you'll take your flat iron. I like to kind of flatten it up like that. And then you just want to work it through and pull it through, kind of like how you would a curling iron. And just kind of flip it up like that. Piece them back together. You can also do your entire head like this, and it looks great. I actually love like flat iron curls because, one, you don't have to bring as much stuff with you, and I just think it makes a more like natural, sort of like beachy curl. Just like that, bringing it through. So the more you want your bangs to flip up and the more volume you want, you can just bring the flat iron closer to your root. So I'll show you here, just like that, and then just pull it through. Yeah. You can take a little bit of volume spray and just spray it very far away from the head and kind of calm down any flyaways and also do any last minute fixes to the curtain bangs. And then the finish, so we will take the ends treatment. This is going to give you a lot of shine, and it's also just going to make the blowout a lot less stiff and more loosey-goosey. And you don't really need a lot with this. A little bit goes a long way. And it's going to add a lot of shine, it's going to fight frizz, and it's also going to hydrate the ends of the hair, especially after heat styling. Ooh, Ooh, I do like this. And this is kind of the last point where you want to sort of curl with just your fingers. That. That's good. And just like that, you're done.